can't do it only because you think.
I show you the true nature and principles of money so that you can make the smart financial decisions that took me from 0 figures to 5 figures in just 1 month.
You can't do it only because you think you can. Let's put this into perspective. Think about the person you love most. I'm not even going to give you a person. Think about the person you love most in your life besides yourself. Let's just say your boyfriend. You were living your best life, and one day you get a secret phone call. You need to make $10,000 a month or I'm taking your boyfriend and he's never coming back. How quickly would you be able to make that money? You would probably be able to make that money faster than you can tie your shoes and brush your teeth in the morning. Everybody can do anything. The only reason you can't do it is because you think you can't. And the way that I literally just proved it to you, if you were put under a threat, if you were put under some type of death sentence, if you were put under some other type of threat, something that was meaningful to you, that really put a lot on the line, you would be able to figure it out. No matter what, you would be able to you would literally be able to, the idea would just flow from your head. You would be able to materialize it. You collect that cash and you would make sure that whoever you love wouldn't go anywhere. Because our brains are constantly trying to protect us, and our brains are constantly saying, well, I want you to make this money, but also just like, we have our job and we have our side hustle, and our family is there if we ever need help, and we have all our friends, all our support systems, and we have clothes, we have shoes, we have food in our fridge, we can go to the grocery store, everything's perfectly fine and comfortable. That's the key word. Comfortable. Comfortable is the thing that keeps all of us from doing what we need to do in our lives, because it keeps us so stagnant and grounded where we are. I believe everybody should be grounded. Everybody should be able to be connected to themselves, to their mind, to not feel scattered. But if you're not grounded enough to be able to realize that only in a threat you'd be able to get the life that you want, you're missing out on so much. Even with me, where I'm building my personal finance journey, where I'm learning so much about money beliefs, so much about building wealth. And that's what all my videos are about. I come on here and I tell y'all just all the things that I'm learning about money and the best ways that we can build wealth. But I wouldn't be able to do that if I was so enticed in comfort. Everything's perfectly fine. I don't really have to post on YouTube really at all. That doesn't really, I'm not going to say it doesn't change my life, but it's just a thing that I do to share information, right? Because it's something that doesn't necessarily need to happen to make me comfortable. And that is literally the key that unlocks the life that you want, is doing things you don't necessarily need to do to be comfortable. You don't necessarily need to do these things to be comfortable, but you do them anyways because they make you a better person. They make you a bigger, better version of yourself. And it's crazy because currently I'm stealing a $1 million morning routine, basically a millionaire's morning routine, where I'm literally stealing it, doing all the things, and I added my own 3 special things in there. And I also broke down how morning depression can be completely reversed. I talked about that in that video. It's one of my recent videos I posted this week. In that video, I was just saying all the things that I was going to start doing. But now that I'm on day 2 or 3, I realize why these morning routines are so freaking important. Why it's so important to put your life in a plan. Why it's so important to do things in order of not what they need to be done, but just what you're being called to do. Because you're being called to do more. You're being called to do more than just the comfort. And so if you're so comfortable in your life, you won't do anything. You won't step out of the box whatsoever. You won't do anything that is going to take you outside of your comfort, because you're so just like, you're chill, you're relaxed. But may I offer a mindset shift? How much more relaxed and comfortable would you be if you had more than you had now? How much more comfortable could you be if you could actually spend more time worrying about your health, worrying about your relationships, spending more time with the people you love, being able to purchase the most luxurious, amazing, like high quality groceries, meats and produce and fresh vegetables and everything else? How much better would your life be? How much more amazing would it be? How much more comfortable would it be to know that you have the safety net? And so it really is a mind trick to think that staying where we are now is the most comfortable position, but actually it's not, because in the future, we're not going to be where we are right now. This is just our comfort right now. But if we're not thinking about, well, I want to also do more in my life, when you skip to 5 years down the line, you're still going to be doing the comfortable thing. but you just lost 4 years of evolution. So you're really starting late. And I'm not saying that to scare anybody. I'm not saying that to bash anybody. What I'm saying is not to make you feel like you're not prepared. But what happens is that when we don't take advantage of the fact that we have so much opportunity to just do more now, and we're just so comfortable with what's going on, it actually takes away from us. It actually doesn't build more on you. It doesn't make you a better person to just do what's comfortable now. And the only reason you can't do more than what's currently comfortable for you is because you think you can't. But literally, I proved to you in the beginning, if you were put under a threat of having to make something shake, having to make something happen in a month, you would literally be able to do it. You would find a way. You would be up early, sleep late. You would be able to have the ability to do it immediately. It's not like you're becoming a different person. It's literally because you're being forced to be different. And sometimes when people get to a point where they're forced to be different, you see their life change. If you see someone who is living a great, grandiose life, and then they happen to fall back to a breaking point, back to that rock bottom, that's when they shoot up and they go and they make $100,000 immediately, or $1 million immediately, or a few million, or start a business or whatever. But I offer you don't have to be uncomfortable to get to that level. You just need to rewire your brain, because our brains are so wired to think, okay, well, when I'm put under that threat, like the person who's at rock bottom literally is at the verge of like not being able to survive. So that's what makes them, that's what gives them the energy. That's what gives them the energy to go up here. It's not because they like a special power. It's literally because they were put in a threat. And so if you don't want to have to get to rock bottom, don't let yourself have to get into a threat of losing something, of losing a house, losing a car, losing a friendship, losing a relationship, whatever. Don't let yourself get to the point where you are like, lose things. It's okay to lose things. I've lost things. I've lost tons of things, thousands of things, like a incomparable amount of things in my life. However, it's important to realize, I don't want to be under a threat. I don't want to ever get to a point where I'm like a threat to have to live life in a certain way. And that's what shoots me up. I would much rather take my comfortability and say, I'm so happy and grateful I have this comfortability. I'm so happy and grateful that I have this life that I have, and I can't wait to do more with it. Right? I don't want to have to reach the rock bottom. I don't want to have to be threatened to do more. But the only reason that we're not doing more with our lives is because we're not given that threat. We're nobody's threatening us. Nobody is threatening us. Honestly, everything will be just fine if you keep doing the life that you have. But why be just fine when you can literally have a life that's better?